Hey guys, it's Andrea from the blog Pine and Prospect Home, and I'm sorry if my voice sounds echoey. I am recording this video in my tiny little bathroom. My tripod is literally in my bathtub so that I can record this. I'm wearing painting clothes, you probably can't tell, but man, I wanted to give you guys a real life update, especially in light of the video I just shared earlier this week about being patient. Makeovers don't happen overnight. If you guys have been with me for a while, you know that back in June, I want to say, I shared about this small bathroom that we have on our main level. It's the guest bathroom, I guess you could call it. And I wanted to give it a really budget-friendly makeover. I didn't want to spend a lot of money in here. I just wanted to do a few things to give it a fresh new look, make it a little bit more charming, more cottage style. And I shared some of my inspiration with you and kind of told you what my plan was for this space. Well, here we are 2 months later, still working on this tiny bathroom. Who knew it would take this long? I feel like that happens often with tiny spaces. And for the longest time, I've been waiting for this big bathroom reveal to show you guys the final look and what I did. But like I said earlier this week, it takes time and it takes patience and waiting for everything to come together and finding the right pieces. So let me just show you what I've done so far and kind of tell you why I'm a little bit stuck. I'm really torn on a few things. I'm still looking for a few things, so this is just an honest real life video of where I'm at with our guest bathroom. Alright, so obviously the first thing that I did in this space, which I think I shared actually in my bathroom inspiration video, was I sanded down this DIY vanity that we made. My dad helped me build it. It's made from some fence posts. I got them on clearance for $5 at a lumber yard, and we put together this Pottery Barn inspired vanity. I found the stone top for like $40 on clearance at a hardware store. So I wanted to keep that. I think it has a lot of character, but I sanded down the very dark finish that was on there and just left it as is. So now it has this really pretty sort of rustic, aged, sort of weathered look to it, which I'm really loving. The next thing I decided to do was paint. And as you can see behind me, we painted all of the beadboard. Actually, I painted all of the beadboard because my husband has been busy working in the basement. I painted all of the beadboard this really beautiful green, and it happened to be a color that I already had in my basement. I added some white to it to lighten it up, so I don't even know what the color is. I absolutely love this color. It's the prettiest green. It has like gray undertones, and it reminds me of like a sage green almost. I just think it's so lovely, and I decided to paint the upper portion of the walls just a white that I already had on hand, nothing specific. It's just a basic like eggshell white right off the shelf of our local True Value. And then the bottom of the beadboard, like I said, is this beautiful green. And I ended up painting the entire door that color. This little medicine cabinet that's original to the home is also painted that color. And I love it. I think it looks so historical. I love this green color. It's very beautiful, very charming, but it was a lot of work. I don't know if you've ever painted beadboard and just all of this trim work, it was a lot of painting. So that took me quite a while to do that during nap times and things like that. But I finally got all of the green on the walls, and then I had to decide what to do with the floor. Now, if you watched that inspiration video, you know that our floors in here were linoleum. We used them because the previous owner had purchased them. They were free for us. So I wanted to do something in here that wasn't gonna be a total huge renovation, but something that would also be timeless and wouldn't feel too trendy. This bathroom is honestly, in my mind, like a 5-year plan type thing. I'd love to completely, redo the tile, maybe redo the shower as well. But I would love to wait like another 3 to 5 years to do that because we're in the middle of refinishing our basement. So I just didn't want to tackle another project in the midst of all of that. So my plan was to paint the floors. I know that painting floors right now is super popular. It's very trendy. You see it all over Pinterest, but a lot of people are doing stencils, which, they're super cute, but I wanted to do something that felt a little bit more timeless and true to the home. So I decided to go with a checkered pattern, and this project took a long time, you guys. When you're a busy mom of 3 little boys and you're painting their bathroom floors, it took some time, let me just say. I don't know if I would ever do this again. And I chose a simple pattern. I mean, it's just checkered, but it was almost more difficult in that with a lot of stencils, I see people, you know, they're a little bit imperfect or they're faded in some areas, and it gives it this washed, worn, stone-like feel. While with the checkered pattern, you had to be precise with those lines. And, you know, of course the paint would bleed through my tape and I'd have to go back and do touch-ups. So I started off by painting all of the floors with a really good primer. I cleaned them first, of course. And then after that, I did every other square in some white chalk paint. And then I happened to have this really pretty beige color in my basement already that I chose for the opposite color. It wasn't my original plan. Originally, I was gonna do green checkered floors, but it ended up being too much green. I wasn't feeling it, so I moved to the beige tile. And I think it's really pretty. I think it's charming. It feels cottagey. I honestly love the way that these floors turned out. I sealed them all with a flat polyacrylic. I didn't even know they made a flat polyacrylic. I was looking for like a matte finish, and the hardware store was all out. And so I said, okay, I'll try this flat finish. And it's still scrubbable, which I love. It still feels smooth to the touch, but it's not shiny at all, which I feel like makes it look a little bit more realistic, like real tile, since it's not so glossy. So after doing the beadboard and the walls and the floors, I was so done with painting. I felt like I'd been painting nonstop. But then I moved on to the shower tile, and I know I told you guys that accent tile, I'm not a fan of that anymore. It was a trendy choice at the time. I wish I had chosen something more classic, something more timeless, but I didn't. And so I decided to try to use this Rust-Oleum tub and tile paint. And I started off by just painting the accent tile this white color. And this is sort of where I'm stuck at this point, because I don't know if I should just paint all of the shower tile white, since we plan to redo it anyways in maybe 5 years, or if I should just leave the accent tile white, and that's where I'm stuck. So I wonder what you guys think. For whatever reason, the green color on the beadboard is not meshing well with the beige tile that's in the shower. It almost reads a little bit mauve to me now, that shower tile. Whereas before, when I had just the neutral colors in here, it didn't read that way. So that's where I'm caught up, and I don't know what to do at this point. I feel a little bit stuck. I'm scared to move forward. Part of me thinks just leave it, you know, just leave it as is. It'll be a lot of work to paint the whole thing. It'll be a huge project. I feel like maybe I should just put one more coat of white on that accent tile and then just walk away. You guys tell me what you think. I'm really curious, and I was really nervous to do this video because I was scared to open it up for opinion, because sometimes when I get a million opinions, it confuses me even more, and then when I make the final decision, I feel like I'm disappointing so many people if I went against the majority, you know, which is very silly. It's my home, I have to live with it, but I've always been a people pleaser. It's unfortunately something that I've always dealt with. So tell me what you guys think about the tile. I feel like I'm leaning towards leaving it, just living with it. I think it looks fine, but I'm wondering if you guys think I should paint all of the tile white, maybe even leave the subway tile portion around the window and the outsides beige. I don't know. I'm still torn about it. A few more things that I did in this space, and I'll wrap up this video. I did end up keeping the little shelf above the toilet, except for instead of using, this is just a Target shelf, by the way, instead of using the board that it came with from Target, we happen to have some scrap salvage wood that's like hand hewn that I just kept because I thought it looked cool. And I asked my husband to cut out a piece for the shelf out of that wood instead. So I think it adds a lot of like rustic, beautiful texture, and it looks a little bit more antique. So I think I'm gonna keep that shelf. It's not good for a whole lot other than just, you know, maybe some cute little bathroom accessories, some soap, maybe some Q-tips, something like that. Haven't decided what I want to do as far as artwork or wall decor. The other thing that I hung up, which you may have noticed behind me, is that beautiful peg rack that I found at the antique store. I hate that it's hidden in here behind the door, but when you're in here you see it. You know, it's right there as you're washing your hands, getting ready, so it's beautiful when you're in here, but most of the time the bathroom door is open to the rest of the house and then it's hidden behind the door. So it was a bummer, but it's so perfect right here because we always have so many towels from the boys and it's just gonna go to really good use here. And I love the wood accent on this wall. So I think I'm gonna leave that there. The last thing I think that I can really share with you all is that I found a mirror for above the vanity. My mom had some extra mirrors. It's always good to have a mom that loves antiques, and even though our styles aren't the same, she's always got like a stash that I can look through whenever I'm switching things around. So she happened to have 2 mirrors. But this one was just a basic round one with some really pretty detail. I painted it a dark gray, which I really like, and then I distressed it with some sandpaper, and I think it looks really beautiful there. I also switched out the globes on the light and put some, oh, my mind just went blank. The glass that's on those, it's ridged, is that what you call it? I think there's a specific name for it, but my mind is drawing a blank. So I switched out the globes with some other ones that I found at Lowe's, and I think it looks a little more classic, more cottagey, and I spent like 15 bucks as opposed to $40, $50, $60 on a new light fixture for above the sink. Right now I have my old shower curtain just hanging by a couple of hooks to see how I feel about it. I think it works in here. I think I like it. Originally I was looking for something like green and beige, but I think this shower curtain gives me the pop of white that I'm sort of craving in the shower area. And I love that the gray in the pattern of the shower curtain kind of pulls into the gray that's above the sink on the mirror. So I think I sort of like that one. I mean, if I find another one that I absolutely love, I will grab it, but right now I think this one might work just fine. So other than that, that's pretty much everything I've done in this space. I can't wait to decorate it with you guys. I think I'll do like a video where I bring in the decor and the towels. I don't know if you can see it in this video. There's a little ring hook situation here. I think I'm gonna replace this one with just a regular hook. I like the chrome. I'm gonna pick something chrome to match all of the fixtures, but I think I might replace that too. But yeah, I just want to get in here and like decorate, hang something on the walls, find some flowers. You know, I can't wait to play around with what's gonna happen under the sink area. Maybe put some, you know, glass canisters under there with soap or sponges or something. So just kind of over this space right now, and I feel like I'm at a stopping point, and I just wanted to share it with you guys because this is real life and this happens even to people who, you know, love design and decor, or sometimes we just get to a point where we just feel like we can't move forward. So this is my bathroom update. I am very excited to see what you guys think, hear what your thoughts are. Please leave a comment below. I'll try to read through most of them, but I hope you guys like it so far. I'm really loving the direction that it's going. I think I've just been painting for so long that it's like, oh, I'm just ready to be done with this space. But just need a few more things to finish it up. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about anything I've done, I'm gonna put a blog post together and kind of share some of the materials I used, some of the steps that I took for some of these projects, but be sure to check that out. I'll put the link in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, please be sure and hit that subscribe button. Bye guys.